everybody. Happy Sunday. It's week 10 and we're here to do our drawing, see what we're going to make this week. We're also going to just make a quick bracelet. Well, I don't know how quick it's going to be because I keep pulling out stuff, right? I didn't prepare myself quite as much as I usually do because was having some company last night. My cousins and my aunt and uncle were here from out of town, so we had a good time hanging out and just having fun. So those of you that don't know me, I'm Paula Montgomery from Desert Cat Creations, and I want to welcome you to week 10 of the Bead Stash Challenge. So on Sundays, we draw cards to see what we're going to make for this week, and then on Thursday, we make our project live so that you can see how it all comes together. I don't have any announcements other than I will be here Thursday. Originally, I was supposed to be heading out of town on Tuesday for a fairly lengthy vacation, but my vacation got canceled due to all the goings on the other side of the world there. So you are stuck with me now. I will be here on my regular schedule throughout the month of March, unless something comes up that I need to adjust slightly, but we will be here. Hopefully you all sprung forward and remembered that, that Arizona does not spring forward. So if you didn't set your clock forward, then you probably think I'm right on time. If you did set your clock forward, you realize that I'm running an hour later than normal because you guys all go on daily savings, but we don't. So thank you for making the adjustments, and we'll figure it out. I know it takes a little while because it takes me a little while to figure out everybody else's schedules too when the clocks change, because even though I don't, all of yours do too. So anyways, here we are. I wish at some point they would just stay on one time zone, right? So, all right. Well, it looks like people are finally jumping in. Definitely no to travel overseas. Well, yeah. Like I said, they canceled, so I'll be here. Hopefully at some point I will get my trip rescheduled because was really looking forward to it. And then, things happen, right? So, all right, so let's get started. Let's flip the camera and draw cards. Hope you all are having a great day. It is bright and sunny here. You may not notice, but I'm dressed a little casually today because I'm going on a walk once I get through here. So, hey, Marianica. All right, so week 10, we are going to draw cards. So if you're new to Bead Stash Challenge, Bead Stash Challenge is a deck of cards. Well, it's really multiple decks of cards that will help you boost your design creativity. It'll also help you, get out of any ruts that you might be in, making the same things over and over, or you're just overwhelmed because you have a beautiful pile of beads and you don't know where to start, right? Or a beautiful stash of beads, I should say. All right, so the first kind of cards we have in these decks, there's 3 kinds of cards, is our make cards. And this helps us decide what to make, all right? Now, I have cards from all 5 of our current decks mixed in together. So this could be from any of those decks. So we have our base deck, which is where you should start if you're new to us. We also have a color deck, which adds all thing color, gets you out of making the same things, same colors all the time. Although if your stash is all one color, you may still be making that. So we have our non-jewelry and findings deck, which helps us use all those metal beads, those metal findings, those different types of clasps. It even has you make a few of your own to show you that in case you're out of something, there's a lot of things you can do as long as you have some wire. We also have 2 theme decks. We have the Sun and Sea deck, which is all things beachy and vacation-y. So if you haven't seen that deck, it's a great time to get you in that spring, in that mood for the spring and summer vacations. And then we have our Desert Southwest deck, which is all things, you know, Desert Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico, California, Texas, some parts of Colorado and Utah also have some of our, the things that are in there. So it's based on the culture as well as the flora and fauna and our beautiful outdoor things here. So anyways, there we are. Thunderstorms, we could use a little rain. We haven't had much here, but I will be posting. Things are starting to bloom. I caught my first cactus blooms yesterday. So anyways, we're going to make a lariat necklace this week. So that will be fun. All right. So let's see what we're going to use. Now, we recently flipped these over. So used cards are what you're going to pull out of your stash to use in your project. And, you know, because I have to dig through my stash to find what I'm going to use, that's why I don't, you know, draw and make things at the same time. Now, I just flipped these over last week, I think it was. So this is the used cards from all 5 of those decks minus the 3 cards we used for last week's project. So the piles are a little thick right now. I am just gonna pile those up. All right, and you can draw as many as you want or as few as you want. I like to draw 3. I think it's a good mix. So, all right, we are gonna use burgundy. Clearly a card from our color deck, right? We are gonna use a single to multi-strand connector. All right. To think about how that's going to work, but we'll make it happen. And we are going to use wire wrapping in our design. Don't want the cards to be upside down for you guys. All right, so you know those are all pretty general cards. So the last kind of cards we have are what we call challenge deck. We also recently flip these ones over so you can see how large our pile is. Now, normally I only draw 1 of these. Occasionally, I have drawn 2, but normally it's just 1. So challenge cards add sort of a design aspect or a theme to your project. And I found that these cards can help really focus your design and bring all the other things together, or it can be an added challenge to think about. So you just never know based on what we're going to draw. All right, so I have to design something for a friend. So when I pull my beads and my findings for my project, I will have a friend in mind that, you know, as I'm doing that. So, and maybe that friend will even get to have whatever the necklace that I make. We'll see. You never know. Depends on how generous I'm feeling next time I see my friend, right? Oh, goodness. All right, let me get these out of the way. All right, so again, Thursday, we will make a lariat necklace. We'll use wire wrapping. We will use burgundy, and we will use a single to multi-string connector in our design, and we will design it for a friend. All right. So I really didn't know what I wanted to make today, but I got a bunch of beads out. So one of my things I wanted to do this year was use more gemstones. All right, so I've been organizing my gemstones this week, and as those who know me, that I love all shades of turquoise, green, whatever, you should not be surprised to know that I have chrysocolla. This is one of my favorites. It's just so pretty. So we're going to make something with that. I thought I'd, you know, try to mix some other things in. So I have a little bit of turquoise. Now this is synthetic turquoise, but, you know, the color's nice. I pulled out a variety of Czech beads to think about. And I also pulled these coins out. I don't know that these are Chrysocolla. I got these, you know, basically unlabeled. Sometimes at the gem show, people have tables of, you know, cheap strands that are either, you know, like the last strand, so it might be a really decent strand that you're getting for a really good bargain, or, you know, it might be magnesite that's, you know, dyed and or treated. But I don't, you know, I don't know. This kind of looks like real stone to me. That doesn't mean it's not, you know, dyed, whatever it is. But anyways, it matches my project, right? And, you know, most beaders have some favorite shape of beads. I love these little tiny puffy, kind of puffy coin bead. That is like one of my favorite shapes. I just think it's lots of fun, right? So you guys can help me today. See what we, I'm just thinking a single strand. Get a couple pulled out. I have these turquoise cocopellis, or we have flowers. Why don't you guys, I'll I'll take votes from you guys. Should I use a the cocopelli? You can just put K in there if you don't want to try to spell it, or the flower as sort of my focal point for this. And then I'm going to have a few crystals. We'll see. I don't know that I'm going to use all these things, but and I have to say I did not get any fancy clasp out or anything. I've got just got a little toggle clasp here. Wanted to do something more than a lobster, but Veronica votes for the cocopelli. Okay. Pull some of these off. Let's see if all right, 2 votes for cocopelli. One vendor at the one of the shows, they switched used to be a different vendor for Czech glass, but these people use, I don't know, they sell these little 4-packs, which are great for earrings, and they're a little cheaper. But all right, so we'll design around our cocopelli. Might still throw in this smaller blue flower, maybe. This is like leftovers from previous projects. And then, you know, you gotta have some rondelles, right? I think these kind of go in the mix, huh? Kind of creating our own mix. You know, I'm not convinced I'm going to use these, but I thought they would, they're clear, but it has sort of a rainbow sheen, but it's very much a kind of a turquoisey look here. All right, so if I want the cocopelli to be my center point, so I need about 6.5 to 7 inches. So, you know, I'll put him there. Hey, Betty, welcome. Hope you're having a great day. We're just designing a little necklace here. Oh, and I didn't get any of my spacer beads out. So, you know, we do have some beads still from our metal mix here. I've got bears and buffalo, snakes, and in my little mix here, looks like I had some cactus, those long rice-shaped beads, which are one of my favorites. And we just got some little tiny beads too. All right. What do you guys think? You know, should I put some more big stuff in there? Should I? Maybe put some stuff there. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit more. May have to move my camera a little here. There we go. So, you know, we could put some of these kind of southwesty looking beads here. I might put the these rondelles here, maybe. Oh, I forgot to get the turquoise out. Gotta have turquoise, right? Big separated by 3 smaller. Yeah, we could do that. Like 3 smaller are the same thing, I think, Betty? I think we could do a group of 3 here. Those are like little guys, but that could work. Now I do need something. If I'm going to use this buffalo, I need a small bead to go between his feet so that let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, I could do like that, maybe. I know you guys can't really see very well, can you? Let's see if we can. Maybe we'll make that one kind of the same way. It sounds. What is the silver thingy on the right? This one on the right side is a snake. It's a rattlesnake. So it kind of goes with my Southwest theme, right? It looks like we're I'll use the small beads as a separator here. If I want to throw in my one little blue flower. It is so tiny. Yeah. We'll put it on a string in a minute and we'll look at it and see what it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, actually, I may have to put some small beads with that guy because of where the hole is. We'll look at that in a minute. All right. Yeah. Maybe I'll stick this one at that end. All right, we'll put it on the string and look at it and see what, because you know things lay differently once we string them. I've been trying to clean my workspace, but clearly I haven't gotten there. All right. So I'm gonna string up what we have here. I think we still have to add something on the other end, but see if I find all the holes here. I'm trying to. So this is a out of trying to push myself out of my comfort zone by using, you know, a variety of materials and beads, you know, because, you know, I'm definitely one of those people that spend a lot of time just using, you know, one type of beads, maybe with a spacer or something, you know, and then, which is, you know, is fine. You'll see I have several of those on my wrist, you know, where well, this one was pre-made, but, you know, like this one I used all the same kind of bead with just some buttons. You know, this one I had a center, and then I did do different beads on different sides. So, you know, I've done it both ways, and all are good, right? But it's pushing me out of my comfort zone a little bit to really mix things up. And I probably would have gotten some more variety of things out. But like I said, I was entertaining people, my relatives last night, so I took a little less time to prepare myself for today. Because, you know, I still have to get out stuff. So, all right, let's see what we've got here. What do you guys think of that? I don't know if you have any. Oh, which ring, Betty? My flower? Looks like kind of a fun design, but it's a little short, so we still need to add stuff. Let's see which end I need to add to. Mostly this end. Okay, so how much room do I have? I have quite a bit here. What do you think? Flower, or is that too big? That's probably too big. Do have some leaves in here. My left hand. Oh. I made both of these, so I don't know which one you're talking about, but yeah. I made this in class this year, and then this one I made quite a few years ago. Just out of wire and using my torch. So. Get these little. So we could add a leaf here maybe. And then I always have to try things on because I'm never convinced that. So for me, this comes pretty close. So now I just need to put my clasp on there, I think. And I only ended up using 2 pieces of my chrysocolla. Oh, thank you, Betty. I like making rings. It's I don't do it enough on my own. I have to say I usually will prefer to do my metal smithing in class, but all right, so I am just going to use crimps, and wish I had gotten something a little more exciting out, but that's okay. I want the other stuff to be the pretty part of the bracelet, right? Class can either add to it or detract from it, right? Pretty sure all those beads will slide back on there, so I'm leaving a decent size tail on this. We'll go ahead and use our magic crimper today. So, all right, so we got that on there. We slide our crimp into the divot and squeeze, and then we turn 90 degrees, squeeze, and now I'm just keeping it centered in that divot and turning and squeezing. And sometimes, you know, it's easier if you can hold on to both sides. That works. All right, now let's see if we can slide all these beads down. Oops. I know I have this zoomed pretty far. Of course, this leaf does not have room, but that's all right. We'll just trim our cord here. All right. Now I can just slide everything down, let gravity do its thing. And then looks like I might be able to get it back through there, but either way I need a little bit of wire to work with. Okay. So let's put our crimp on, and I'm going to slide my bar for my clasp on. I'm going to slide down through this first bead. Right now I'm not going to worry about going through any other beads because I want to make sure that the fit is good. Okay. So I think that's gonna fit nice. Yeah. All right, let's see if this will. I'm gonna see if I can put the tail through more than one bead on this side. But probably not. For some reason these Czech glass beads today have little tiny holes. I'm using medium wire, so. All right, it's not gonna go through there, that's okay. So remember, when we're doing the other side, you wanna kind of slide things down, slide your crimp down, and then you pull on the tail till you get this loop the size that you want it. And like I said, it may take a couple times. You want it tight, but not so tight that it can't move, right? So it's bendy, but I don't have wire showing. I do have a little bit of my other end is poking. There we go. All right, so I think we got a good size. These are coming together. Pull that down a little more. I guess I pushed that back. Sometimes, you know, if you're having troubles pulling it through, just take a pair of your pliers and gently pull it. I don't know why it wants to loosen up on me today. All right. You ever feel like, you know, when it's like loosening on you while you're trying to do this? All right. Seems tightened up there. Let's do our crimp here. Now, be careful, you know, if you're next to another bead, that you don't crush the other bead. But you want to get your thing in there nice and tight. All right, there we have our little tiny bead there. All right, and then carefully, because you don't want to accidentally trim the main string, you cut that off. Let's see what, see what we ended up with. So that's, let me see if I can zoom out a little now. Oops, sorry about that. Well, now we're zoomed way out. Okay, there we go. Oh, the coca poly. So this is a Czech class bead. So they do, I guess, from what I understand from people, you can order specific designs. So they laser etch these designs on the stones. So these are very popular with the Czech bead sellers right now. And I heard people talking at the show, which I'm very excited about, They're talking about doing some with saguaros, the saguaro cactus on them for next year. So we'll see if they actually end up doing that. You know, I would buy those because I love my cactus. So, all right. So look at there, it fits just fine. So thanks for helping me design that. That was fun today. This has a little. So we mixed some Czech glass beads with some unknown beads, but I think they might be chrysocolla. We've got some metal. These snakes are available as part of our Southwest metal mix. We've got some Czech beads. We've got our cocopelli. We've got some turquoise. The buffaloes are also in our Southwest mix. And then we've got what I know is chrysocolla, you know, and a flower, and some of these other ones. So, all right, I am going to have fun wearing that. Hey, Lorraine, I got your message about the fish, and I haven't gotten back to you, but I do have some stuff. I'll send you some pictures. Hopefully later on today or tomorrow, okay? All right, so that was our bracelet for today. Of course, I have mostly purple on my wrist, but you know, purple and turquoise go great together, right, guys? We all know that. We all know we love purple and turquoise, right? All right. Thanks again for joining me. It's week 10, and like I said, it might be bad news to you, but might be good news. But I will be back Thursday as opposed to being on vacation. And again, once I need to put up my formal advertisement, but the our limited edition copper bunny set is for sale right now. And if you're interested in adding to your bunny collection in any of the other colors, if you bought the original kits, I do have some other colors available now. We have like some purple ears. I have my rabbits in the other room, so. Am I making another bead sculpture? Yes, I am working on a couple of them. Betty, I am thinking of making a kit to make cats this year, as well as I have 2 other bird ones in mind. I am going to trying to figure out a quail because they're so cute around here, and also thinking about a roadrunner. So those are my plans for the year. And I bought a lot of stuff that I think will go into those. So hopefully I can get those together and in a way that you guys can enjoy making them as well. So good news. Okay. I'm glad it's good news for you, Janelda. I was just joking. If you guys made other plans for while I was gone, you now might miss out. But with the time change, I'm on at a different time anyways. So the sculptures do multiply fast as well as the rabbits. You're right, Betty. I start making rabbits, and I have a whole bunch of them. I wasn't going to decorate for Easter because I was going to be gone most of the time, and now I have to pull out my box and realize how many bunnies I do actually have that I've already made. So, but it's all good fun, right? Sometimes, you don't need, you don't want to make another bracelet. You want to make something different, right? And I do love wire wrapping, so it's a lot of fun. And for some reason, everything is falling out under my desk. So I think that's my message that I need to finish this up. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. It was a lot of fun. We'll be back Thursday at noon, Pacific time now. It's actually Mountain Standard Time, but yeah, Pacific Daylight Time. for making our lariat necklace with, what was in it? We're doing wire wrapping, we're doing burgundy, which is always a challenge, but you know what, if you want a burgundy gemstone, Mookite has a beautiful burgundy color in it, and we're going to be using some sort of single to multi-strand connector. I'll have to think that one through, and we are going to design something with a friend in mind, so I don't know if I have to identify the friend first or not, but anyways, we'll make something that I think my friends would like, so. All right, if you haven't already, please like and follow us on Desert Cat Creations on Facebook and Instagram. And I am getting a few more followers. I'm so happy. And subscribe to us on YouTube. I do move all these videos over to YouTube. So if you're missing something, want to go back to something, those are available there. So and it's just Desert Cat Creations on YouTube. So. Thanks as always, and I hope you guys have a chance to enjoy some spring weather, and I will be sharing a couple of my new cactus blooms with you. I have 2 in my yard that are getting really close to blooming, so I joke that I stalk them. I have to go out daily and try to see if they're blooming, and they're not night bloomers, so I shouldn't miss them. They like a lot of cactus around here open in the middle of the night, and by 10 a.m. they're closed again, so you can totally miss them. These ones aren't that kind. They'll stay out for a couple days. So anyways, I will be sharing those with you guys as well, because you know I love my desert blooms, my cactus blooms. So all right, see you all on Thursday, and have a great week.